Hello, folks. We are live at Lincoln Financial Field, doing your personal shopping as always, dressed much better than me, tie your hood. Taylor Kredatus in the trunk of my car, running the camera. It's good to be here. How you doing, Ty?
What's going on, Vince? I won't say dress better. Just had to pull out, the big dog jersey.
Well, yeah, you got to explain this, by the way. You got a 94 here. You got your name on the back. So when did you get the custom made?
So this was a gift from my mom many, many years ago. This was a Christmas gift. She said, "Here, don't mess it up because it's expensive."
Yeah, well,
and I've taken care of it ever since. I love. Shout out to my mom, by the way.
Yeah, is that like a favorite number of yours?
It's the year I was born.
Yeah. Oh God, you fuck. I'm old. Okay. So that's one. Two. So it was funny. I was talking to this guy over the weekend, right? And it's a good friend of mine. He's got a shirt that has 56 on the back, and I was like, "What's 56?" He's like, "Well, it's my favorite number because I don't know. I was born in July 5th." I'm like, that doesn't add up. That's not right. And
Yeah,
he's like,
that's odd.
He's like, I don't know. I just like how they line up together. So like, I don't know. People have weird ideas for numbers. 94 works though. It looks good on you.
I mean, I would have understood if it was his former number in high school, but like just a random 56. That's like, no.
I know. It's not a graceful number. Like when I played football, which was not often and not well, I was 57, and like I never wear that number. I don't have a thing to do with it.
It's better than having the number 69. That's all I have to say.
Speak for yourself. So, I mean, speaking of good things, preseason football, Tyre, we finally got a little taste of that. And
it's about damn time.
Man, it's getting ugly. Look, first preseason game. You know what my first impression was of this preseason game?
Go ahead.
Greg Ward fucking rules, okay? I just need to remind everybody, Greg Ward is the goddamn man, and it's crazy to me that this guy's always fighting for a roster spot, and there's no one in the entire league or like the NFC East that has gone, oh, Greg Ward's just on the practice squad. We should go and take Greg Ward because, like, that guy can play.
Greg Ward is like, he is so great. He's good at a number of things. He's punt returns, kick returns, running routes. I mean, what can't Greg Ward? At one point in time, wasn't he our emergency quarterback at one point in time?
Yeah, he played in college, yeah.
What can't Greg Ward do? I don't understand why this team never wants to put him out there on the field. I don't know. What do you...
I don't know. And that's the thing for me. And now everybody's like, oh, no, Olamide Zacchaeus and like Britton Covey. Fuck Britton Covey. Get his ass out of here. That guy sucks. Greg Ward rules. That guy should be on the team. So, like, that's the one thing. I say that every year because I just love that guy. But, like, he's good. He's consistently good. He had, like, 5 catches, 53 yards, something like that. He's the man. So that was the first thing for me. First thing for you. What stood out?
Oh, my God. Sidney Brown is a monster. The way he was flying around it seemed like every run that the Ravens had, Sidney Brown was right there in the middle of it, in the middle of the action, either making the tackle or right there assisting in the tackle. I haven't seen a heat-seeking missile from the safety position that was accurate in his tackling in a number of years here, and I'm excited for that kid. He is going to earn some serious minutes on special teams, definitely. But my God, I wouldn't be surprised if he supplants one of those safety spots.
Yeah, now he's fun, man, and that's the cool thing with the way this team plays now is they're rotating guys at that spot, and you can have 3 safeties on the field the way the league is. So, like, he's going to get opportunity, which is why I had this one really spicy take that I wanted to throw out a couple of weeks ago. And before I even had the chance to do it, it already died. But the take was that the 3rd-round picks this year were going to be more productive than the 1st-round picks.
Oh, wow.
Which, yeah, you cringe, and I get it. Because my whole idea was, like, Steen's going to start, Brown's going to play, Nolan Smith and Carter are going to rotate, and, like, they'll look really good, but those guys are going to play more, and, like, it's going to be great. And, like, that take died, but it was in my head. Because I do buy the Sidney Brown stuff. I think he is fun. They love his energy. They think he's a really smart guy. So hearing all those kinds of things, I mean, yeah, this kid could be starting by the end of the year. He could be a starter here for a long time. And for a 3rd-round pick, like, that's good value, right? We talked about draft pick value last time. That's a guy that's showing those signs.
It's excellent value. And that's something that, once again, we talked about draft picks and getting your value back for those draft picks. A 3rd-round draft pick, I mean, if you contribute, cool. If you're a starter, great. That's my bottom line for when it comes to a 3rd-rounder. Sidney Brown is going to be great for this team for years to come. I am definitely excited. Unfortunately, Tyler Steen looks like he's going to be playing backup at the right guard position because they've officially named Cam Jurgens as the right guard.
Yeah. I mean, it happens. Whatever. The take was going to be great. I swear. So here's the other thing too. Like talking about positional battles, because you ripped off something really spicy before the show, and now we need to get into this.
Oh, jeez.
You said you would start Tanner McKee over Mariota in the backup spot.
Hell yeah! Just based off of that Ravens game, yes. I mean, Tyler Steen was looking off defenders, dumping off when need to. Hardly any pressure got to Tanner McKee. That's the type of stuff I expect out of a backup quarterback. I'm not expecting you to be the starter. I'm not expecting you to be great, but I'm expecting you to be competent. Tanner McKee looked competent, unlike Marcus Mariota.
Oof, rude.
I'm sorry. He came here years too late. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm glad he didn't come here at all for those years, because clearly he's not a starting quarterback.
No.
But like here's my thing with Mariota is they've decided, all right, a backup quarterback, we're going to get that guy, and we're just going to fucking run people over. This is not a passing team. We're going to run all the goddamn time. And you know what's crazy about it too with Mariota that like you really don't see with guys like him, but I wonder if this becomes more of a thing. So Mariota was handing this stuff off on the read option, and then he's running around behind the guy, and like he's looking like he's ready to get a pitch or block somebody. And I was like, holy shit, Mariota's like going for it. And this is a preseason game. So if he's going to bring that kind of energy, and he is such a good runner, and they run the ball like 50 times a game with him, fuck it, man. Fuck it.
Now, that was the one positive thing I took away from Mariota, and he actually did that a lot in Tennessee, where they would actually call plays where he's a lead blocker for Derrick Henry, and I'm like, okay, you want to put your franchise quarterback out there on a block? I think that's dumb and stupid, but hey, I digress. Some of the times, though, he was just out there doing it himself, and he's such a good run faker. That's one of those things that you kind of overlook in a run-pass option, in the read option game, is that you really gotta sell that fake to that edge defender, and he sells it very well.
Yeah. No, he's great at it, and that's the thing. For his ability to pick up those kinds of yards, and like they've got all these backs that they can rotate. Swift has been killer this year for everything in the preseason so far. Penny hasn't been so great. He hasn't been really electric.
No.
I think we should be a little worried about that, and he gets injured a lot. But outside of that, you figure the running game's just going to be killer. They have a great offensive line. All that stuff's built. So, you know what? Get a backup quarterback that basically is a running back and just pound the ball a billion times. Like, I'm cool with that. Tanner McKee was solid, too. No doubt about it. And speaking about, like, oversight, for a minute here, I realized like we are in the parking lot of Lincoln Financial Field.
That we are.
And we are in like the middle of a lane of parking in Lincoln Financial Field, and I saw these cars coming down the street as like you were talking to me. I was like, oh shit, are we like gonna get hit by a car? These are the risks that we take, folks, okay? This is what we do. We are professionals, supposedly. But while we're out here, because it is also hot as shit, and if you have not had Liquid Death or seen what they have now, which is they have a water bottle now. So they have a reusable water bottle, and you can go check that out. It's like 32-ounce bottle.
Oh, shit.
Nice and big. Yeah, dude, water bottles are huge. Everybody's walking around with them. I got one recently. Like, Taylor's got a water bottle. So now Liquid Death's in on the game. They've got one in the white. If you like the sparkling, they've got one. White is the clear, excuse me, the tap, if you will. What is it's not sparkling. Sparkling's the bubbles. That's black, and then what's the white? Still is what they say. I hate that. I don't understand that. Why is it still water? Are you because it's not bubbles? That's it. That's what Taylor's telling me. I never understood that. I never had any idea why they called it still. It's like, oh, it came out of a fucking faucet or like a river. You know, like why is it still? So there you go. Liquid Death knows, and that's why they made those water bottles for you. So liquiddeath.com/Bell if you want to go and check those out. And then, yeah, hit me with those, T, because we've been down here. We've been doing some shopping for people, like I said. So we picked up a couple of jerseys today for the guys that we did get gear for because, you know, they actually had it in stock, which Ty will fill us in on that in a moment. But some of the stuff that we're looking at. So for Steve, we got a Jordan Mailata 2X. As you requested for Matt and Andy, we got you guys a couple of Devontae Smiths. So here's the XLs that you ordered as I send our shopping list flying. And, yeah, we're going to be sending these out to people. If you want to get in, you're a listener of the show, and you want to know, hey, I'm out of town. I want some Eagles gear. I want a jersey in particular. Can you guys send it out? Go to our Instagram, as Taylor says hi, go on YouTube. Go to our Instagram, and the link is going to say, Get Me Kelly Green Gear. And just go fill that out. And we're just running through that list once a week. We're filling out orders as much as we can. Hurts and Kelsey jerseys are basically impossible to come by. And Ty, you know what is available in the store.
All right, so for all of my big dogs out there that wears 2X and up like me, yeah, you're going to be hard-pressed to find some of these sizes. the 2Xs that we did come across were very hard to find, and they're not going to be in stock for very long if they do get them in stock. So if you guys have a backup option for a big size, please put that in the description, because most likely your first option isn't necessarily going to be there. I can tell you right now, the more popular ones, like Vince just said, Kelsey, Hurts, you can forget about it. The wide receivers, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, most likely you're not going to find them. We found the 2X, enjoyed my lotta. Shout out to my fellow big dogs. Yes, we found him. You might be able to find a few 2Xs, but I emphasize, please have a backup just in case.
Yeah, so that's one of the things, like for Steve, who we just got the Jordan Mailata jersey for. He said, all right, I would like a 3X, but I will also take a 2X. So we found a 2X, we got it to him, that made it work. So it is flexible. We are making that happen. So Instagram, go to our page, Bell and the Bird. You can go and fill out that form, and we will be doing the shopping for you for a little bit longer here. So with that being said, I mean, we're doing this today. It's Wednesday. We got another preseason game tomorrow?
Yes, we do.
Man.
It's Cleveland.
Dude, shit is moving. Which is exciting because you only have 3 preseason games these days anyway. But, man, we got another game. Who are you looking for, Ty?
Man, I need to see Nolan Smith again just set the edge the way he did. A lot of times, there was a couple times in that Ravens game where I felt like he was just a little out of position, and that's natural for a young player just getting his feet wet in the NFL. But my God, the times where he did pass rush, there was one play where, yes, they made a completion to the running back, but Nolan Smith was right there. If he was just a tad second quicker, that's a strip sack. Nolan Smith is going to be a problem for years to come. And my God, Jalen Carter, flashing the way he did. He just earned himself a double team on every play, unfortunately. So now you've just made your career a whole lot harder, young buck, but it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, you get good news about it, right? Like, first off, it's funny in the preseason game because he's killer for that one snap, but he had 2 snaps the whole game.
That was all we needed to see, honestly.
That's it. It's just 2 snaps. He comes and he goes, and everybody's fine. This week, he knocks Joel Bitonio on his ass, which was the big news. So that's exciting.
Apparently, he called him dirty.
Bitonio called Carter dirty?
He did.
Oh, okay. I thought he was calling Sweat dirty.
No, he was calling Jalen Carter dirty for basically putting him on his ass. But get big.
Sour grapes, man. Sour grapes. It is what it is. But that's what he's doing to people. So for him to be doing that, I mean, I don't know if we're going to see him at all.
No, I don't
Probably
think so.
not, right? Like, is it worth giving him snaps?
Maybe for a snap or two, maybe half a quarter, but really it's not worth putting him out there. Like, we might see most of the starters tomorrow, upcoming game, but we're not really going to see them for too long.
Yeah, and isn't that kind of the messed up thing about this, right? Like, I get Jalen Carter looks like a monster already, and there's a lot of hype around this guy. He could be the best player in the draft, but, like, he is a rookie, and we're like, yeah, fuck it, he doesn't need these preseason games. Like, it's just the whole thing has become so ridiculous and so useless, and all these open practices, or not open, the joint practices that they're doing, where they're really getting in this work in a serious way, and these situations away from cameras, all that kind of stuff. Like, it's just where everything's going. And it just kind of sucks that, like, these preseason games, I used to be so much more hyped for these, and there's still stuff you can get out of it. Yeah, Taylor's like, what? You cared about this shit? You're goddamn right. I was all about it, man.
Yeah, I'm one of them nuts too, Taylor. I ain't even going front.
Yeah, I would watch these games start to finish years ago.
Yes.
It's impossible now. I mean, it really is. There's certain points where it's like, outside of a very rare curiosity, there's nothing to watch for anymore. So you watch, like, the first quarter, second quarter, you see how certain stuff lays out, and otherwise it's like, I don't know, they're going to cut all these guys anyway. Fuck it. Like, it just, I don't know. I'm being an old man here.
No. You're not being an old man, because I agree with you. I was one of those nuts as well that used to get really into preseason games. Couldn't wait. Used to go to my favorite, cheesesteak spot, get my favorite cheesesteak, some fries, my favorite soda, come back to the house and really prepare almost as if it's a regular season game. That's pretty much how I looked at it. But nowadays, like you said, the likelihood of even seeing the starters nowadays, it's iffy. And when you see the injuries that's been happening over the course of the week, you kind of understand why, though.
Yeah, no, it's what it is, right? Like, there's too much value because there's only so few games. You got to have your guys healthy. Missing games is brutal, especially if it's a major player, and you're just not going to risk it. So I totally get the gamesmanship of it, but it's just like, on some level, as much as there is strategy, and that's what I love about all this stuff, there is some part of, like, this shit's supposed to be fun. You know what I mean? Like this is supposed to be fun. You want to see guys knocking each other out and whatever, because like that's what we were raised on, and that's what made this whole thing fucking exciting. Was like, oh, that's what they sold us, was like big hits and big names, and you'd see little glimpses of it the first time. Like, I don't know, has Aaron Rodgers played yet in the preseason? Has he done any of that? See, like as a Jets fan, wouldn't you be dying to be like, oh my God, just give me a few goddamn snaps of this guy? Like you want that, and like it's gone. So it's just like that. This stuff just it's one of those ways where it just gets stale and it kind of pisses me off. But what is not stale is flying to LA and seeing the game week 5 in LA. That's going to be awesome. We have so many things planned up for that, but what you're going to get is if you travel with us, one, we can take care of everything, including the flight, the hotel, game ticket, tailgate, breakfast, lunch. You want a back rub? Just ask me. Okay, maybe not. But anything that you need
on that one.
that isn't a sexual harassment lawsuit, you can get that on our LA trip. So go sign up. BellandTheBirdmen.com is how you can do that. And John has been working his ass off, and that's why he's not here today, part of it. He's getting those self-travel packages ready. They are now live. So there's a lot of people that have been asking us, where is that? Would love to self-travel. I'm not in Philly. I can't fly out that way, but I still want to hang with you guys. So anybody, anywhere else in the country, you want to join us now through our package. Again, self-travel is live, BellandTheBirdmen.com. So that's pretty much all I got. T, any final parts?
I miss old preseason. I'm not even going front. I'm with you. I miss old preseason where you used to see guys, but I also understand why. Because when you're paying guys like Jalen Hurts $250+ million, like you don't want to lose a guy in a meaningless game. But just give me just a little bit, just a little taste. That's it. I just need a little bit.
Just stop scratching your neck, Ty. T, any final notes on the preseason that you love so dearly?
Why does nobody want a Hassan Reddick jersey? There's so
That's
many,
true.
There's so many in there, and he's the one of us. Nobody's buying it. I don't know.
From Camden, home talent. Come on, y'all. Where's the love for the defense, period? I ranted about this last week. Come on, y'all.
Yeah, a lot of Reddick jerseys, a lot of Slay jerseys as well. So those are sitting around. But that's it for now. Again, if you want us to buy one, go fill out the form. It's fucking hot. Let's get out of here.
It's hot as hell.
We'll see you.